Hello Ratbags, it's Jade Plays Games. Welcome to a ARK Survival Evolved news video. Today we're taking a look at the TLC Update 2. It's about to launch on PC. When can you expect it? And what's going to be happening with the console versions? We'll also be taking a look at the brand new updated dossiers for the creatures that have been included in this TLC. So, the Community Crunch comes out every Monday now from now on. It moved from Saturdays to Monday a good few weeks ago, and this is what it's got to say for itself. They're going to be releasing it for PC, so TLC Update 2 for PC tomorrow. So that's going to be Tuesday. I reckon it'll be very late in the evening. It normally is around 7 till sort of midnight time. That's when it will be UK time. So what is in Update TLC 2? Well, you're going to be getting 6 creatures revamped, adding new abilities, and some of them are getting new looks. Now, one of the biggest ones is the Argentavis. It's going to be looking more like its vulture real-life counterpart, supposedly based on it's going to not look so much like an eagle. And you can tell from like the wing colours and stuff, it's going to be very, very much a big feathery creature. It almost looks like a phoenix the way it's spread out here, which is really interesting. So when it's in the wild, lording over the skies across the island, the Argentavis Atrocolum, I've never used that part of it, has few aerial rivals. It is a small constellation for the island's other avian creatures. Then that Argentavis seems to have little interest in anything alive. Now that's quite cool. Is it not going to no longer attack any creatures, only if they're dead? Again, much like a vulture, that is a big change. When you've tamed them, the Argentavis is actually slower than the island's far more common Pteranodon, but it possesses significantly more stamina and can sustain flight for approximately 3 times as long. Its weighty stature in comparison to the Pteranodon allows it to utilise its talons to support the weight of an additional passenger. Considering its saddle doubles as a mobile crafting station, it makes Argentavis an excellent creature for travelling and hauling cargo over long distances. Again, that's a second option being added with the crafting ability in its saddle. More and more of the dinosaurs and the creatures in ARK Survival Evolved have these uses with their saddles equipped. And then it just goes on to talk about other stuff, that it doesn't have the stooped neck of a buzzard and a vulture, so I'm glad they're keeping it a little bit more like an eagle, because I wasn't very happy with the vulture look, but hey, that's just my opinion. It says here it doesn't know if it adopted the stronger neck to deal with the predators on the island, or if its neck derives from before the stooped neck become common in carrying and eating birds. Whatever it might be, it has enabled Argentavis to carry small creatures with its beak. So you are going to be able to carry creatures with its beak. It's small ones, so I'm guessing like baby sized ones or smaller dinosaurs, as well as pick people up or slightly bigger dinosaurs with its feet. Now let's take a look at the next one, the Parasaur. Now the Parasaur isn't actually getting a visual makeover, it's only getting abilities. Parasaurolophus Amphibio has one of the more interesting adaptations of any creature I've seen on the island. Like all parasaurs, it's a signature crest on its head, very docile at first. It's been able to approach the creature without us disturbing it. It's startled, however, the creature can vocalise a distress call to the surrounding area that warns of danger. Despite being what most tribes consider a relatively useless creature to tame, I once met an interesting woman who had tamed an entire herd of them. She informed me that many overlook the creature's potential. I'm guessing this is Jen, the community manager, because she is Parasaur mad. She even graciously gifted me a fancy saddle to put on my own Parasaurolophus one day. As a relatively simple creature to domesticate, Parasaurolophus is commonly one of the first mounts a tribe will be able to acquire. Its ability to run relatively fast for lengthy intervals makes it a solid mode of medium range transportation. Though it has almost no ability to defend itself or its rider in a traditional sense, smaller creatures however appear to be frightened of the horn of the Parasaurolophus, although it doesn't do much damage. It also has decent weight bearing capabilities which could prove useful for nomadic tribes as they work to establish a presence on the island. So the Parasaur maybe isn't as badass as I probably thought last week, but it definitely needed some sort of little ability, and the distress call that it's going to be giving out is really cool, and I like the idea that they're souping up some of the dinosaurs. Finches off saying that the Parasaur is very low on the food chain. It's going to be hunted by everything, creatures and humans alike, which explains its skittish nature. It's a good source of meat and hide if you can manage to keep up with it long enough to kill it. So there we go, that's all we've got about the Parasaur. Now another one that's divided opinion in terms of its look is the Raptor. I again didn't like some of the more feathery look it's got to it. It looked a bit too friendly, but I have seen lots of screenshots of the Raptor in action now, and it's definitely going to be a deadly creature. In the wild, it is an incredibly aggressive subspecies of Utahraptor found on the island. It tends to travel in small hunting packs, attacking smaller prey with its sharp teeth and enlarged foreclaws. When hunting in packs, the pack leader can vocalise a signal that acts as a battle cry. Be prepared to run or fight if you hear the call of the Utahraptor. The pack will repeat the call and attack with much greater intensity. One of the faster creatures on the island, Utahraptor often uses their pack numbers to their advantage by swarming around their prey before it can react. The large curved thorn on the second toe of this subspecies seems particularly suitable for dealing significant damage. So it's definitely going to have a pack ability, just like the wolves and just like many of the other creatures now do, specifically the smaller carnivores. What the Utahraptor lacks in size, it makes up for ingenuity. Rather than chase down smaller creatures, Utahraptors will pounce and pin its prey to the ground rather than chasing it around. Despite its normally aggressive nature, Utahraptors have become one of the primary combat mounts for roaming bands of raiders, as well as scouts for larger collectives. Those who use Utahraptors claim they are difficult to tame, but then fiercely loyal. As a carnivore, once tamed, they require a steady stream of meat to sustain. Now, are they actually going to change taming methods? Is it going to be slightly longer and more difficult? The pounce ability is certainly going to be something interesting to see how it works. Now, the pounce ability is pretty cool. Is it going to be like the Phylacos though? Is it going to just be very overpowering if they get too close? Will they be able to do it multiple times? Is it a case of just stunning people? The pictures I've seen have shown the raptor really pinning players down to the ground, so they may become a real nuisance rather than just something you take out fairly easily. And I can't wait to see what the pack mentality looks like, what the signals are when it goes over its head. Is it going to be something like the Ute, or is it going to be something a bit more like the wolf with the red sort of mist? Now the Sarco is also getting a facelift as well as a brand new abilities added to it. It's going to be much more like a common sort of alligator or crocodile where it can do barrel rolls and capture its prey. So, in the wild, among the island's swamp-based threats, Parasaurolophus Amphibio, that is a really what I'm not going to say it like that, I'm just going to call it Sarco, is what you would like a lot expect from a giant crocodile, a patient killing machine. It spends much of its days lazily waiting in the water for prey to walk near. That said, it is not opposed to scurrying onto land and pressing at issue when hungry. A good tactic for escaping predators is to jump into the water, as most are slow swimmers. This is a bad tactic for escaping Sarco, obviously, as they are actually faster in the water than they are on land. Whether in land or water, it utilises a well-rounded arsenal of attacks to display its prowess as a hunter. If it desires to grab a predator and spin into a death roll, quickly lunge forward for a surprise attack, target a foe directly behind it, it's able to do so with extreme ease. Sarco's is a ferocious predator that even causes the fearless piranha to flee at the sight of it. Despite being river-dwelling creatures, Sarcos seem quite at ease in the oceans. More than a few fishing communities use them as mounts simply to help fight off megalodons or to gain better access to the resources found within the reefs. So, it's going to have 3 different attacks. It looks like it's going to have some sort of tail swipe. It's obviously going to have its nab or its attack with just its snout, and this barrel roll attack, which we kind of can't really see on show. You can see it here fighting off a shark. I like the added ability that piranhas are going to be more scared, and this leads more into something Wildcard said they were looking into a long time ago, that creatures would have much more better abilities and they would take notice of their environment a little bit more, and the enemies, they would have like different, you know, functions or nerfs or buffs against certain creatures. So I'm glad they're carrying on with that and they're putting that more and more into the creatures. Now, I really requested one, particularly because of its abilities, is the Spino. Now, the Spino did have a little visual update just before launch of the game, so it's surprising that they're going for it again, but they are. According to the dossier, it says among the few carnivores on the island that can match Tyrannosaurs in size, Spinos does not match its ferocity. Spino's 4 legs and large sail make it fairly swift on land and incredibly fast in water. Its marvel is arguably the ability to change stances by going from quadruped to biped. The creature is visually distinguished by its spectacular sail. In my travels I have seen many different and brightly coloured sails, as every Spinosaurus appears to have a slightly different palette. The one comforting fact about Spinosaurus is that it seems more at home near water than away from it. Although the creature is more powerful, faster, agile and insatiable while in water, it tends to become less hostile as it gets further from it. On one occasion, I only escaped a Spinosaurus by getting far enough from its local home that to make it simply lose interest. Now that is a really cool mechanic. If you can get away from the water, and then you might have a chance of escaping it if it's really hot on your tail. There's been other reports lately saying that actually Spinos being able to stand on 2 legs is actually still a bit false, and that they could only walk on 4 legs. So ARK, I like the fact they're just going with what they want though. Spinies is incredible, well-rounded apex carnivore, faster than a Tyrannosaurus in water and able to travel on land unlike a megalodon. That's probably the worst example I've seen. It's not a shark. There you go, that's a bonus. Although its movement speed is slower in a biped stance, it gains considerable attacking strength and mobility in this form. For hunters who wish to have a well-rounded mount, Spinosaurus may be the ideal choice if they can acquire one. So when it is standing up on both legs, it's going to be able to really give a lot more attack ability and hopefully be able to move a little bit quicker and around. Again, that's pretty interesting. I guess like the radius turn will be quicker. I can't say it's going to be quicker running. It surely can't be quicker running on 2 feet. It must be only 4 feet that it's going to run lots quicker. So is the Spiny definitely going to get its place as one of the top dinosaurs in the game? For too long now, people have kind of ignored the Spino. They've always just gone for T-Rexes, and then the Yeti has overtaken as well and been like a really good mount to have. So it'd be nice to see some other apex creatures being utilised as some maybe people's favourites. The Humble Triceratops. What changes have they done with this guy? Apparently a crossbreed of a Triceratops and a Styragosaurus. Triceratops styrex has both the characteristic 3-horned face of Triceratops and the prominent horned ridge of Styrasaurus. Normally a very docile grazing animal, Triceratops become aggressive once angered. They will chase down would-be predators and egg stealers with incredible prejudice. Running away from Triceratops is harder than it seems due to their ability to charge and ram its targets. So it is getting that ability, just like the woolly rhinos. You're going to be able to charge it up and attack creatures with it. And in the past, they've been talking about how the fact that they don't like T-Rexes, that is still there as well. I've seen Triceratops have an especially hostile reaction to the Tyrannosaurus, with herds attacking en masse. While not very fast, they are deadly in a group. A common mount for those that ride dinosaurs, Triceratops doubles as pack animal and combat dinosaur Triceratops. Bony ridge works excellently as cover from frontal attack, and the dinosaur's charge is incredibly dangerous. It is largely protective of its kind if it senses danger. In the presence of a larger carnivore that appears as a threat, Triceratops becomes stronger and rallies the effects of its nearby species. It is also capable of harvesting a sizable amount of resources with its horns by shredding fruit from the leaves, making it a very useful work companion for smaller tribes. So that ability is still there. It's still going to be a good gathering animal. It's still going to have fairly decent weight, and this brand new charge ability will add a little bit more oomph to the Triceratops. That said, how many of you have really gone up to town on using the woolly rhino? How effective have the woolly rhinos been? I can't really see the Triceratops being any more useful, other than maybe still just being something good to gather berries and very early on. So there we go, that is the 6 creatures getting revamped, new abilities, some of them new looks, and that is the last TLC update we're going to be getting. Maybe permanently, maybe for a while, but certainly until after the next DLC releases. If you don't know this already, the devs announced last week, well, they didn't announce, they said it in a tweet, a reply, that they won't be working on TLC Stage 3 until after the DLC Extinction comes out. Now, if you don't know, Wildcard haven't officially announced anything, but because they know they generally leave it to the last minute anyway, Extinction's not going to be coming out to June, and that is a really long way away, and to have no additional updates until then, that is a long time. It doesn't maybe feel like it, as it's only, middle of March now, so you're thinking April, May, June, 2.5 months, but it's no mistaking, the popularity of ARK has been absolutely going on a downhill. Clean Prince Gaming done a video recently where he took a big huge swipe at ARK Survival Evolved, and some of the stuff he said in it I 100% agree with. Definitely ARK and Wildcard have lost the way a little bit and have lost a little bit of the opportunities that they maybe could have gone with the game. However, I hate using the word dying, and I think sometimes people just want to jump on the bandwagon. Now ARK is slowing up, but that is pretty much natural for a game that's been out over 3 years nearly. Come June it will be 3 years. It'll be out on Xbox and PS4 for the last like 1.5 and 2 years respectively. So the idea that a game is just going to carry on and on and on and on, only very few games do that, and ARK has had a great run. 12 million players across all the platforms. I really can't see a problem with it slowing down. I know lots of your favourite creators are probably struggling around, and I've been examining what I want to do with my channel recently. But it's nothing that people shouldn't have maybe been thinking about. Yeah, it would be nice to have something to play until June if you're a real hardcore ARK fan, and I know you're desperate for some more stuff. But unless they reveal some stealth mods that they've worked on to port onto console as well as PC, it looks like this is it. There's not going to be anything else. I still think that the way that the game's been losing popularity in the last few weeks particularly, it really will be a hard sell getting people back for the final DLC. Let me know in the comment section what games you've been playing, maybe in sort of downtime we'll call it. Also, let me know what kind of content you would like to see your creators do more. If their channels are slowly maybe losing a bit of views because they're not playing ARK as much, or because people just aren't watching ARK as much, what do you think other creators should do? If you guys aren't watching it, what can creators do other than just make stuff just like me, making new stuff with PixARK, with Sea of Thieves, with Surviving Mars? So many great games out there, and while ARK has been fantastic, I really don't have a problem with it coming towards almost the end of its life. I just don't like the word dying, because dying implies something was bad or sad, and it shouldn't be sad. I think we've had a great run of playing this game and covering it. I've enjoyed it massively over the last sort of 2 years. So yeah, anyway, went off on a tangent there, but that's what I was just thinking. It's been on my mind for a good few weeks now. Let me know what you feel about ARK. Yes, it's still got problems. I know it's got loads of glitches and problems, and Clean Prince Gaming brought up lots of them, but a lot of his actual videos just felt like he'd read Kotaku a few times. What I prefer is getting criticism or constructive criticism from you guys, the people that play it hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hours. So definitely put in the comment section what you'd like to see ARK on Wildcard do next, or what you've just enjoyed in the last 2 years of playing the game. Anyway, here's some more screenshots. So you got the Argentavis, much longer wingspan by the looks of things. They look much more just very, very vertical, very longer. Claws look pretty neat. The ankles look a little bit thinner. And of course the beak is much more narrower now. And that is it, that is TLC. Now, there will be lots more in the TLC update when it launches on PC. It's not just going to be these. If you go past the PC patch notes from last time, they added a bunch of new stuff to it, including creative mode. I'm really hoping they've refined the creative mode for this one. It's a real pain in the arse not being able to leave people with creative mode. If you don't know, when you use the creative mode command, if people log off, they will lose that ability to have it. So I've had to shut down my creative servers I was running because it was just too much effort getting people to jump on and give creative mode to people. So I really hope they work on that, and I'm sure there's a bunch of other fixes and issues we'll finally get to see fixed, hopefully, when it launches tomorrow on PC. So when's it coming out on Xbox One and PS4? Well, they've said mid-April. I showed you guys in a few videos ago about what was happening with the Xbox version and the PS4 version, and generally after the last update and a few updates before that, it has been 3 or 4 weeks since we've seen it arrive on console. I really hope they get it on time for both consoles though. Last time it was available for PS4, but then wasn't available for Xbox for another week or so. Really needs to just release it at the same time, or make sure the update's just ready and patched and good to go. Other than that, the Community Crunch has got a bunch of information about mods and stuff like that, so if you're interested in the competitions or the tutorials, it's a really good idea to get yourself into modding by watching everything they're doing with the Wildcard Workshop. And that is it. The usual sort of videos and screenshots have come forward. Great stuff. Go and take a look at it. I'll always leave the link for the Community Crunch in the description down below, and I will pin it to a comments page as well. Now, I do like showing off what other creators are making, and there's always some fantastic stuff. So there we go, that is the Community Crunch done. Loads of good stuff with TLC 2. Is it going to be enough to keep you interested? I guess that's what I'm trying to get at when I spoke about ARK and what it means at the moment. Are you kind of done with the game? Are you playing lots of other things? Or are you just enjoying ARK as you always have, and you're looking forward to more new updated content? I know there's still a lot of anger about some vital bug fixes and issues that have kind of plagued ARK all throughout development. And I think that's one thing that Clean Prince Gaming did get right. The hope that a lot of these issues will be fixed is probably dwindling. There's so many things that Wildcard just dropped the ball on there, and they're not going to bring over, or they're not doing anything about so far. We was meant to get a complete kibble rewrite. That was happening at Christmas. We've had nothing. They spoke about S Plus being integrated into the main game and said that was going to be a possibility, and yet again it's the 3rd month of the brand new year and we've had absolutely no news or information. Not to mention small side little projects like Dino Wars. There's loads of other stuff, and I am thinking of doing a video about some of the missed opportunities with ARK Survival Evolved and where is the missing content that they spoke about implementing. By now though, it shouldn't surprise people. If you followed the development of ARK, you watch my videos regularly, you've watched the development of the game for so long, you should be used to the fact that wildcard do overpromise or take a very long time to deliver sometimes. So is the joke on us by getting upset over something we should be come to expect? These are the type of questions I want people to talk about and ask before they just go super critical and before they jump to defensive stuff. It works both ways. Leave all your comments down below. I'll try and answer as many as I can this week, and I'll see you ratbags for another ARK news video when it launches. I will be taking a look at the creatures when they launch on PC. I do kind of want to see up close and personal what the creatures will be, but I'm not going to be doing any sort of in-depth guides on them or anything like that. I just don't think there's enough content there. Other than just quickly showing you what they look like, I think that's about all I could do with it rather than doing individual videos on each one. But you let me know what you'd like to see. Until then, ratbags, I'll see you later.